Ho, 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 ho. Hello, hello. Give me just a second here. Man, 50 viewers yesterday. Can you believe that? Wild. I'm expecting way less today, but that's okay. Hello, me. Music should be kind of quiet, actually. There we go. Get a little lo-fi Final Fantasy VII in there. Why not spice it up a little? Boom. Okay. Let's, Everybody wants me to update my picture on Twitch, and I don't know if I should. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. Thinking about updating my picture. I kind of like the old picture, though. I mean, listen, all right, that, oof, there we go. That original profile picture carried this goddamn channel for a year, okay? Holy cow. Oh my goodness, we're finally here. You know what? We shouldn't do this wallpaper because I block like all the interesting part of it, which is this. And I feel like we shouldn't use it if you can't really see it, you know? Hold on. We should, oh, where'd I go? I just closed out of the program. Oh God. Hold on, you're getting a little behind the scenes here. 1 second. Isn't this weird where you don't have me on the screen? This is kind of weird, right? I don't like, I need my face. Where's my face? There's my face. Get, there you go, okay. Get that out of my face. All right, hello, Brownie Man. Lanky Gary, hell yeah, Lanky Gary. Old school Gary. I don't think we should abandon him just yet. We're gonna take this off the rotation, I think. I also took Hololive off the rotation. I need more wallpapers, and this one, the really weeby one. But I feel like I need more wallpapers. Should we get like a Pokemon one? Who's cute on Pokemon? Nurse Joy. Okay, there's so much lewdness there. Never mind. Okay, let's get into Visual Studio. All right. Boom. All right. So we learned a lot. We learned click the goddamn banana. We're done. Okay. This game is finished. I'm not gonna learn the goddamn scoreboard. I could do observables later. But there's click the banana. I'm proud of where we're at. And I think we're good. So delete. Actually, should I just make a whole new project? Actually, what we're probably gonna do. Oh, I didn't even think about it. We have to do the tutorial, continue where we were at. We might have to remake a lot of this. Whoops. Okay, hold on. Delete? Delete what? Delete? All right, so let's get, first of all, let's switch views here. There we go. And then move this over. And then you guys move over there. There you go. Caught you early, little assholes. All right, so let's move this over here. And there we go. Now we have our basic tutorial set up. Now, last time we stopped at mouse events, but we skipped true type fonts and everything else. So I feel like we should go back a bit and cover animated sprites and VSync, right? Animated sprites and VSync, rotation and flipping, true type fonts. I feel like these are all things I want to know. In fact, had we covered true type fonts, we probably would have just added the scoreboard. But as I was making the program yesterday, I was like, wait a second. I actually don't know how to add text to the goddamn screen outside of maybe a picture. But cool. Also, I updated the font in Visual Studio. Do you guys like it? It's better. It's so much prettier. It's nice. Ah, so much better. Okay. Anyway, I think what we're gonna do is selectively, no, it's distracting. What? No, this is better. What we're gonna do is get rid of some of this. Wow. We're gonna get rid of some of this and just try to figure out how to do this tutorial live. Because I feel like Get window. This is all fine. Rerun map. No, we're gonna get rid of a lot of this. We're gonna get rid of all this. And then all that's left is just a rectangle, right? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, we need to fix our close function too. That's gonna be a thing. Get rid of this. Boom, boom. Boom. Fill rectangle. And all this is just we're rendering a rectangle, right? Keep that. Probably gonna keep this because we're gonna be referencing that in a second. We're probably gonna do animated sprites, so we might as well, fuck it, we'll learn from scratch. Why not? And then, oh fuck it, let's just delete all this. Do I even need this? I need these because we're not doing global shit anymore. So a lot of this is gonna be, a lot of this is gonna have to be, oof. A lot of this is gonna have to be done. Well, this is all fine, right? A lot of this we're gonna have to be careful about because it uses globals in the tutorial and we don't use globals anymore, do we? Error report, mouse click, we don't need. Renderer. Okay. Get rid of that. Well, no, we could keep it. Okay. I think this is all fine. We take the surface as well in case we'll need it, but it's probably fine. There we go. There's click the banana, but empty. Okay, that's what we want because now we're going to continue the tutorial. Give it a random cast. Okay, sweet. Let's do it. Give me a buzz, motherfucker. Ah! You know what? Bzz. There. You don't even get the full phrase. You already made me say it once. You don't get double dibs, all right? Animated sprites and VSync. After that, we'll do rotation flipping, true type fonts. What else are we learning before the Toho game? Because that's going to be the next big project, right? We have key states, which is like what? In this tutorial, we'll be remaking the keyboard input tutorial using key states. Wait, didn't we already accidentally do this? Oh, God. Whoa, look at that chain of if-else statements. We'll have to reread it. We might have accidentally done that. And then what was after that? Joypads and joysticks. I don't know if we need to know that, but we guess we could. Force feedback, we don't need. Sound music and effects, we will. Timing, we will. Advanced timers, we will. Calculating frame rate, fine. Capping frame rate, sure. Motion, absolutely. Collision detection, absolutely. Per pixel collision detection. Check for collision. Check for collision with any image. Oh, because you can collide two like graphics card rendered shapes, but this is like on the pixel of an image, so we need to learn both. Circular collision, sure. I guess we could make the main character, I guess we could do like what Toho does, where like you have a sprite and then above that sprite you have a circle and that circle is your hitbox. So I guess we do need to know this, huh? Scrolling, sure. Infinite scrolling, absolutely. This is like parallaxing. Text input, because what is parallaxing besides multiple layers with some sort of transparency that scroll at different speeds, you know? It just gives the illusion of movement. And we're gonna do that. Text input and clipboard handling, sure. File reading and writing, so that's saving. Audio recording, we don't need that. Window events, so this is like, yeah, this is resizable. And we kind of did this before with SDL window shown instead of instead of SDL window shown, we have the option to do like SDL window resizable or something, which is not a thing. What? Not accelerated. Oh, is it because it's outside the scope? Is that what's going on? Hold on. SDL window It's interesting that it's not letting me, whatever. Anyway, we have the option of resizable windows. I don't know, maybe some sort of parallel laxing. Is that what it, is that the reference? Is that what laxing is? I've been gifted stuff only 3 times digitally. Oh, Gary, you want to be a dum-dum or a ghost? Right now, save your points. All right, we're gonna have new colors and shit at some point, but we gotta like dedicate a stream to like fix all that shit because we went from 1080 to 720 because my ISP can sometimes be a butthole, and this is like the best. It used to be a 1080 60 FPS stream, and then we had to lower it because apparently a gigabit internet can't handle that. So I'd recommend save your point. What's up? Hello. Multiple windows, multiple displays. That's optional. Particle engines. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know how long this tutorial is gonna be, but oh god. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Okay, that's like a long one, but it's particle engineering. Particle engineering, am I right? Tiling is not optional, or well, we don't need to know it, but I guess it's good because we're gonna need a game with tiling at some point. It just won't be the Toho game. Texture manipulation, yeah, we should. Bitmap fonts, based. Texture streaming, render to texture, which I thought we already did, but I guess not. Frame independent movement, move around at any frame rate. Okay. Timer callbacks, multi-threading, semaphores. Wait. What's unique about SDL semaphores that you wouldn't learn anywhere else? Oh, because it's multi-threading. Okay, my bad. Okay, atomic operations, mutexes and conditions. Do I really need to know all this? We're not gonna learn any OpenGL. We're not doing 3D shit. Mobile is a meme. Extensions and changing orientation, touch movement, multi-touch movement. So we don't need to learn all of these. So let's just checklist. Can I just have like a notepad? We need to like, what things are we going to learn here? So we're gonna learn, where are we at here? Jesus. So we're gonna learn animated sprites today. Sprites / VSync. Then we're gonna learn rotation / flip. Then true type font. Gary, you should dedicate next stream for it? Nah, maybe, I don't know. By the way, Gary, have you ever tried Rocket League? No, actually. Why not learn object orientation programming basic down first? We can learn it as we go. It's all good. Then we're gonna learn key states. Gamepad and joysticks, probably not. Who's gonna play a game with a controller, you know? We don't need force feedback. We need sound / music, timing, advanced time. Oh god. Calculating frame rate. Oh my god, notepad, why? Calculating frame rate. Then we're gonna learn capping frame rate, motion, collision detection. I'll include per pixel with that, and circular. This is all just one huge stream, the 3 collisions. Then we have scrolling / backgrounds. File. Oh my god, so much. File reading, writing. Don't need audio recording. We should have window events. And then particle engine, texture manipulation. Is that it? Bitmap fonts, I guess. I don't know what the difference would be. Probably render to texture. And then frame independent end movement, timer callbacks, and I think that's it, because we're not going to learn like multi-threading, right? Like so, that's so dumb. Okay, so this is all of the tutorials we're going to do before we do the Toho game. Why not learn more about the core C++ language? Because chat, you have to understand, okay? We're going to do maybe 2 to 3 tutorials a day. So probably probably just these 2 today, because we need to remake a lot of the program. Like sound tomorrow, all the time shit tomorrow, or the next day, all the frame rate stuff the next day, motion and basic, well, no, probably we have to motion, and then collision detection is 3 tutorials in one, because it's collision detection, it's per pixel collision detection, and then circular collision detection. So it's a big deal. Probably scrolling, reading, and writing, then window events. Particle engine's probably gonna need its own day. Texture manipulation and all that's involved. Bitmap fonts and whatever here. And then frame independent movement and timer callback. So like this is gonna be like a week of this. And I feel like in a week, because each tutorial I really like to chew through, right? If you guys haven't been here for the tutorials, I really like to read it, type it, understand it, know what's going on, and then kind of work from there. And in that process, we learn C++ along the way, you know? We learn, you guys barely hear this music, don't you? We learn C++ along the way, you know? We go on that journey together, right? It's not perfect, but I feel like I now know more about structs than I have ever learned about anything in my life, okay? Structs and classes, because of how we handled Click the Banana, I am like the master, you know? Wait, hold on. Structs and classes are not even on the same level, are they? You have classes and something, and then you have structs separately, right? No, struct is a class. It's an object you can create. Okay, never mind. I was confusing struct with constructor. Myth-Dallas, hello! Hi, Myth-Dallas. Are you from Texas? Are you a myth from Texas? Learning TrueType fonts alone would take me 2 months? What? No, it's not. Hold on, it's not that bad. Is that why it's so low on the list? Wait, bitmap fonts. Oh, wait, it's like the thing we're learning today. TrueType fonts. So there's your text. One way to render text with SDL is the extension of a library, SDL TrueType fonts. Allows you to create images from TrueType fonts, which we'll use here to create textures from font text. As you can see, after we render the text texture, we can render it just like any other texture. Oh, so you can attach, oh, that's how it works. I was imagining like you would be, okay, I get it. So it's not, I know these aren't PNGs, but it's like every letter will form a word or whatever, or a phrase, and this phrase can be attached as if it was any other texture. Interesting. So if you're like, so if you type like name the missile and you name the missile, you can attach whatever kind of font you have to the missile as a texture and it'll work. Oh, that's cool. Was a randomly generated name from World of Warcraft and just stuck with it? Oh, based. Well, hi, welcome. Well, learning to use it is a 10-minute task, but if you want to learn how to load the file format and render the glyphs yourself, then sure. Oh. I tried to make a TrueType font once. It was a mistake. Ah! So you can shoot out the letters? Yeah, basically anything you can do with a texture. So just like how we had the, where's my, thing? Wait, did I move it? Hold on. Where's my picture? There it is. So just like how we have our sprite sheet, right? And we're probably going to use this, right? So we're going to have our sprite sheet. Just like how this can be a sprite, you know, like bullets, we can like shoot individual letters, I guess, from a true type font because it's rendered like any other texture, right? I've never been able to make a fully compliant operating system. Was always complaining about some internal tables are invalid. I tried to make my own .zip file extractor. If you think fonts are hard, try. What do you people, guys, you can program anything you want. Okay, you're C++ programmers or whatever the fuck. PHP. Like, you guys can do whatever you want with computers, and you guys make compilers, and you guys make zip extractors. Nerds, dweebs, you gotta make video games, all right? To be fair, I have no interest in being a software engineer, so, you know. Gary's missiles be like... Oh yeah, it's like that old game, desktop, what is that? Desktop tower defense? Desktop defense? It's like desktop Toho. And you shoot out like letters and shit. We don't make things. We try to make those things and give up. Oh, but you learn valuable lessons along the way. So anyway, this is gonna be our sprite sheet for the Toho game. I think that'll be fun, right? Like a little missile that you like, you know, shoot. I don't know if I like the color black being what we're gonna make transparent, because like, how the fuck? I guess those aren't black, are they? They're like gray. It's just SDL is super specific, right? It will make one color alpha and nothing else, all right? There is no other value, one hex color alpha, and that's it. If you want more than that, you know, there's no like make color alpha 50% or something. You can't make something partially. You can set the alpha value, but it's only of one color or the entire texture in SDL, right? So in this, we would just make the color black and everything else would be transparent. Also, shout out, by the way, to the fact that in SDL, the collision detection we're gonna be learning is on a per pixel basis, which means if we make a rectangle and we make the black alpha, does that mean the pixel collision only works with the edge of that pixel? Or is it like, also can AI not make this blurry? It's a pixel based, oh, I guess it's like in PNG, so I guess there is a little blur, isn't there? So does that mean that the pixel that's actually not alpha will hit, or is it the entire rectangle? I mean, it doesn't matter either way. We're probably not even gonna use those. Although we could have like a Cerno-like character who does like snowflakes and shit. That'd be kind of cute. Is there a VTuber that's like snow-based? We could have her like in there. It's a quote-unquote fan game, so I'm not stealing. It's pixel collision. Sounds expensive. In like processing or in terms of like cost? What kind of expensive? I guess it's C++ we're talking about, so it's like CPU bound, right? Blur produced by your image viewer. Are you saying that Windows image viewer is not a good program? Because based. So anyway, I like this pixel sheet a lot because it gives me a lot of like, it gives me the inspiration, chat. I think the bullets we're gonna be using a lot is this. And then have like a snowflakey character. And then, I don't know, it's pretty fun. Have like a missile that like follows the player and then stops. It's like one of those it's like one of those missiles like in Tiny Rugs or something where it's like it shoots out, it follows the player, and then after a certain amount of time it stops and just goes forward. Oh, we could even have our GPU graphic accelerated whatever knowledge now to draw a line from the tip of the missile, which is super easy, which is rectangle width divided by 2 or whatever. Have that, and then like have like a really thin red dotted line toward the player to indicate it's following, and after a certain amount of time, it doesn't follow the player, it goes straight. And it just flies off into the distance, so you know when it stops targeting you. Oh, chat, I'm a goddamn game designer. It's probably gonna be pixel perfect. Oh, like if we make, hold on, we'll go back to that question then. So if in our snow character, we make the black alpha, which we will, because this whole square will be taken, you're saying that because we're going to be doing pixel perfect precision, the alpha part of the rectangle is not interpreted as collision, because that would be based. That way we don't have any like Diablo 4 shenanigans where it's like you get hit by something that's not even you know? Usually you don't want the hitbox to match the sprite pixels exactly. You want it to be either a little bit bigger or smaller and in the center. Why? Is that like a feel thing? I've never heard that in game design before. Open it in paint to see it without blur. Yeah, but then I have to open paint. So that's interesting. Why would you, if this was like the object, if you're getting like 500 of these on the screen that can hit you, why would you want something that's either a little bigger or a little smaller and not exactly on the pixel? You would think in like a Toho game, it would be extremely important to be transparent about the capabilities of the bullet that can hit you, you know? Gary, I'm pretty sure making it a hitbox is way easier and simple than pixel perfect. Well, yeah, but like, let's not get lazy here. This is game design. Again, I'm gonna go back to this, chat. People know when you put passion into something, okay? Like, we don't have to make this pixel perfect, but if we do, that'd be kind of cool, right? If it's pixel perfect, it feels janky when you are playing it. You don't want the bullet to hit you based on the shape of the sprite. Can you give me an example of that kind of game? Like a shooter? Not like a shooter like Call of Duty, but like a Toho game or something where the hitbox is bigger or smaller than the bullet? Like, I get if it's like a Contra. Okay, this is less programming and more game design, so welcome to my world, okay? So if you're talking like a Contra game, I could see a world where like an enemy shoots a stream of these at you and you jump over it and you hit the tail end of it and it doesn't hit you. Okay, that makes sense. But in a Toho game, the entire game loop is literally dodging bullets. Like, it's the whole like purpose of the game. Don't you want this to be pixel perfect? Celeste comes first to mind. Chat, I am boycotting Celeste because I have never in my life I'm like, you YouTube indie game and like 90% of them are like, oh, it's like Celeste, but different. I am not playing Celeste as I'm at a matter of principle. All right. Swifters. Hello. Thank you. Your name reminds me of the Pokemon move Swift. I don't know if you know what that is, but thank you for following. I have ever seen a square, convex polygon collision, pixel perfect collision. I don't know. I don't think it's even feasible. Oh, I mean, worst comes to worst, we could just make this a square. Like, this is inoffensive, like for a square hitbox, right? Because it's a giant snowflake, or ninja shuriken, but it's a snowflake. The harder one is something like this. Like, if this gets shot at you and you have a square collision, that's kind of dumb. In that case, I would make it smaller, but then you're playing a Toho game, right? If you hit like the edge of a bullet, like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I've played a game where the projectile collision is pixel perfect. I may be wrong, but like here, I get it. Like, if you're limited by like the rectangle of the sprite, you would put this in the center. I understand that. But like, wouldn't the better option be pixel perfect collision where it's just like around the edge? Isn't that more based? It's the same reason where we have coyote time in platformers. You know, in Toho, when you have those huge ass bullets and you can just grasp the edge and be just fine. If your hitbox is based on the shape of the bullet and not the size, it'll feel janky when playing due to many different shapes, trust me. In Toho games, the hitbox in some bullets are indeed larger than the bullet size. Convex polygons should be fine. Okay. You can implement both and check which one is more enjoyable to play. Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have to play test it. I have no illusions that the first time we make this Toho, it's gonna fuck my shit up in terms of gameplay iteration. Like, I understand that. I just never would have thought, like, you would think like you would want like, you know, pixel perfect accuracy in a Toho game, but that makes sense if it is something like this and it's like the core of the shot. Okay, I get it. No, because you rotate bullets, scale them, move them around. You can't expect the user to react to the orientation of the bullet. What? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, if like you shoot out 5 of these in a wave. Okay, I guess you don't want to get hit by the tail end of that. I can see the argument here that you would make the hitbox small like this. Basically, wherever the white is probably what I would make the hitbox, and the blue is just there for flavor. I could see that, but in like this, I don't know. I feel like that would be harmless. Anyway, this stuff's distracting me, okay? We're getting to the better point here. Why does every game have to have shooting? Can't we just have fun? It's a Toho game. I feel like a Toho game is such a good lesson for everything we're learning in SDL. Ooh, flashbang. Everything we're learning in SDL because, I don't know. Okay, so basically this is what we're gonna learn over the next at least week in terms of SDL capability. And once we learn all this, I'll be happy to start making the Toho game. That's basically where we're going to be at. So today we're going to learn animated sprites and VSync capability. Oops, wrong tutorial. There we go. Can I get a better animated sprite? I guess we could do this for now, but it looks ugly. I want something better. Ah, it was actually a really short tutorial. I guess it's short because it's like this divided by 4, you know? I guess we could use that bullet sheet and just make the bullet bigger. I just want to hang out and chill and click bananas. Based. Shooting. Games are so violent. I think about the children. You should make it like the Calamitas fight from Calamity. Annoying, rage-inducing, and is a high side effect of suicide. No, I'm not a fan of I Want to Be the Guy games, which is, it's difficult until you know the gimmick and then it's trivial. Like, I'm not a fan of it. And I don't want something referential either. All right. Animation, in a nutshell, is just showing one image after another to create the illusion of motion. Here we'll be showing different sprites to animate a stick figure. Say if we had these frames of animation that clearly demonstrate I am not an animator, and showed one right after the other every 10th of a second, we would get this animation. Since images in SDL2 are typically SDL textures, animating in SDL is just a matter of showing different parts of a texture or different whole textures, one right after the other. Walking animation. So we have a global constant integer, walking animation frames equals 4. Oh, it's not an array, it's just an integer. Okay. Then we make a rectangle with global sprite clips with the array of 4. Okay, it is an array. L texture, G stripe, G texture. Okay, so I guess my question is, why not just make this 4? I guess in case you want to update it later and it's not hard coded in there. What is that called? Decoupling? Or maybe not. It's I get it. I understand what they're trying to do here. It's just confusing to me. You would like decouple that, you know, or separate them. Ooh la la. Brace yourself, Gary. Wanted to make a shooting game. Explosions and blood all over. No blood. No explosions. Just classic. So, yeah, we're just creating a rectangle, calling it this, and having an array. I did not know you could make an SDL rectangle as an array. So hold on. SDL rect. We'll call it test array 4. Is that how I have to frame that? So how wait, hold on, just logically, what does this look like in like 2D space? So we have a struct SDL rectangle, which takes 4 parameters, the X, Y value of where the rectangle starts on the top left and the width and the height of the rectangle from there. If we have an array 4, does that mean, oh God, does that mean we have 4 rectangles now where it's like SDL, or where it's like test 0 is a rectangle, test 1 is a rectangle, and so on and so forth? And then from there, we could define it as like equals to dot x is equal to 1 or 0. And then test 0 dot y is equal to 0. That's confusing. I mean, I get it. It's just, it's hard to wrap my brain around, but I guess you can have an array as a rectangle, because really what you're doing here is making 4 SDL rectangles in an array of like blocked memory, where each, you have 4 of them divided by 4. Okay, and each one is going to be defined with the parameters of a rectangle. Wow, that is so confusing, but now I get it. Jesus, I didn't know you could do that. Wait, can I make an array for every type of struct? Can I make an array for like window size? Can I do that? And then would it be defined as like, oh, I guess if I gave it definitions, all of them would be equal to that, huh? So then you would do like test 0 dot x is equal to 100. And then you would do y, and because it only takes those 2 values, then that would be it. Okay. Wow. Cool. Well, you learn something every day. What letter font is that? Comic Sans. You can make an array of whatever you want. You're the programmer. I didn't know how much there's this much power, chat. I would recommend you to use std array. C array decay to pointer is gonna drive me crazy. What do you mean? So in the example he used, it was SDL rect test 4. So you're saying you don't like this. Why? You can't put every struct into an array, but most structs can be put into arrays. Okay. I don't know how you would not make it be put into an array, but maybe that's more of like undefined behavior. He's following a C tutorial, not a C++ tutorial. No, this is a C++ tutorial. Look. These tutorials were designed for C++ programmers who want to move on beyond text-based games to real-time game with graphics. By the end of these tutorials, you'll know the basics to make your first real video game, which will be a Toho game. Yeah, no, this is for C++. He just keeps it in C. I don't know, for shits and giggles. I just didn't know you could do that. Lazy Foo was written in like 2003. Yeah, but like, you know, things have advanced. It's the basics. So you're saying instead of a C style array, so what's bad about that? Why would you not want to do this? Wouldn't you want? Are you saying there's like pointer issues? 0. I don't know. So you're saying std array. Oh, which isn't even defined. Oh, I have to like include array. Nah, we'll do C style arrays. Okay. The tutorial does not teach C++ very well. Well, yeah. I mean, it already assumes you're like, you want to just move beyond like whatever the terminal is. All right. So we have a sprite sheet with sprites that we're going to use for the animation. All right. Oh, it's this again. Oh, we've done this before where like you can grab the sprite sheet from here and then put it in different parts of the screen. And we've already done that. We've already done the sprite sheet shit. We did bullets on a screen and everything. And then we're going to do global renderer is equal to SDL create renderer. If this is too fast, don't worry. We're going through this step by step in a second. So what are we doing here? Create a v-synced renderer. Okay. A v-synced renderer. We haven't done that before. So we're going to use the global renderer, make it equal to SDL create renderer again. So instead of this, where we grab parameter get window, so basically the size of the window, -1 being the priority or something, right? Hold on. The index of the rendering driver to initialize, or -1 to initialize the first one supporting requested flags. Okay. And then the renderer accelerated part is what we had before. So now it's referencing the window, -1, renderer accelerator, God damn it. SDL renderer accelerated, parallel line or vertical line, SDL renderer present vsync. Ooh. If global renderer equals null, present the error, which we already have. So you're saying for this and future tutorials, we want to use vertical vsync. VSync allows rendering to update at the same time as your monitor updates during vertical refresh. For this tutorial, it will make sure the animation does not run too fast. Most monitors run at about 60 frames per second. Oh, this is an old tutorial. Holy shit. And that's the assumption we're making here. If you have a different monitor refresh rate, that would explain why the animation is running too slow or too fast. And later on, we're gonna learn how to cap the frame rate of our game, so we'll make it 60. SDT array SDL rect 4a, something like that. Not much different than STD vector that you have used. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. The less than greater than indentation in C++, it's something I'm still kind of queasy on, because the only time we've ever touched it was vectors, where we did something like std vector int parentheses or curly braces. Oh my god, it's been that long. No, we have to give it a name. Test, and in that we give it parentheses, right? It's oh no, brackets 4. Is that a STD vector? It's been so long, chat. We're talking like 2 weeks ago. Vertical line is a pipe, bitwise or operator, full width vertical line. I'm a little teapot, short and spout. Okay, so you're saying this line is here. Okay, so all we're gonna do here is just vertical line, SDL, present. Oh, renderer, present vsync. I know you guys don't see this, but that's the only difference there. So this should run. It does not. Exit failure failed. Oh, it returned exit failure. Oh, it's an undeclared modifier. Oh, because I took out that C style shit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Don't worry about it, chat. We'll get there. Run. Oh no. Oh, semicolon. Now run. Okay. So this says click the banana. We should call this learning SDL. So now the program runs in a very basic way. It's literally just a white box. The difference is it's better because now we have hardware accelerated vsync. So there's no easy way to test that without loading up a bunch of bananas and apples and shit, but it's there. Vsync is now enabled. So what does he do now? So he makes a function called load media, which is what we had before we remade everything. This load media here. This might be what the equivalent is here, this SDL texture shit. Bool success equals true if sprite sheet texture load from file animated PNG fails. Load that. Else set sprite clips. After we load the sprite sheet, we want to define the sprites for individual frames of animation. So this is where the array comes in for setting different things. So he's actually going through and defining the X and Y values, which is where the top left of the sprite starts, and then the width and height values, which is the width and height of whatever image you're working on the sprite sheet. And because he made an array, he can make all of them. And this is just loading, what's this function? Load from file, that image. That's the same as image load texture, except load from file, just to make sure here. Wait, what? Oh, no. Oh, God. That's right. It's, he's referencing the L texture. Fuck. Wait, what does he do here? Yeah, he references the L texture class we made before. So that's where the load file thing is. Load from file being rendering the image, which is image load texture. So I think we're going to be fine. And if not, we can always just remake the class, which is pretty easy. Then he fights the X, Y, the width and the height of the 4 different sprites of the walking animation. I'm surprised he's making it this complicated. Like, surely there's a way, because it's a picture that's divided into 4 equal parts. Couldn't you like take the width value and just divide by 4? Oh, and then multiply by like 2, 3, 4 or whatever. I don't know. Feels like that's a way to do it, but okay. Main loop flag, event handler, int frame equals 0. So we're gonna do like a loop where we go through the different frames. Before the main loop, we have to declare a variable to keep track of the current frame of animation. By the way, I think I could just redo this whole thing on my own without reading the tutorial again. This seems really easy. Like, all you're doing is just like, especially because you're using global variables. So all you're doing is you're creating an array of a rectangle. This array is then split into 4 parts, or however many frames you have. You define the parameters of the frame, and then you just run the program with a loop. Render the current frame. SDL render equals current clip equals that. Frame divided by 4. Sprite render, screen width, current clip W, screen width, current clean H, current clip. Update the screen. After the screen is cleared in the main loop, we want to render the current frame of animation. The animation goes from frame 0 to 3. Since there are only 4 frames of animation, we want to slow down the animation a bit. This is why we get the current clip sprite. We want to divide the frames by 4. This way, the actual frame of animation only updates every 4 frames, since with int data types 0 to 4 equals 0, 1, 4 equals 0, 3, 4. Oh! That seems super taxing, doesn't it? So what he's doing is he's dividing 4 times a frame. Oh, Jesus. OX29, hello! Okay. Making fun, first time viewer making fun of my choice of text. So, isn't this really bad way to do this? He's taking the sprite, he's saying, okay, I want to slow this sprite down by 25%, okay? So what we're gonna do is, slow it down to make it 25% as fast. He's gonna take the current amount of frames, divide it by 4. If that's true, then render the frame if it equals 1. So if it's the first frame, none. Second frame, divide again, none. Third frame, divide again, none. It feels like a really taxing way to like render a frame. At least you're using dark mode, bitch. I thought about it. Don't worry. I thought about using light mode and I was like, nah, people just won't watch. It's for you guys, not for me, okay? For me, the text is, all right? You're gonna burn your CPU. Are you guys fucking with me? Are you guys like sarcastic? Like 4 divides? Oh, what a waste. Is this like sarcasm? Or are we in 2024 and it's just like, it doesn't matter, dude. It's 4 divides. Who gives a shit? Yeah, but like, think about it. What if we did this for like 500 bullets on the screen? That's like every frame. Oh my God, how many? Okay, 60 frames a second, 500 bullets on the screen. Every frame you're dividing. That seems like, even on good systems, like 500 divides a frame just for bullets and nothing else. Come on. You realize that in order to divide a number, you have to download like 3 million lines of JavaScript code cut, right? It's 2024. Okay, now you guys are fucking with me. All right, anyway, that seems taxing. I think we can find a better way to do it. Like, wouldn't you rather put it in just in like a for loop or something? And just when I equals 4, then render the picture? Like, that seems like it's a better way to do it. I don't know. And then render it accordingly. Okay. After the screen is cleared, divide, and then go to the next frame, cycle animation. If frame divided by 4 is greater than or equal to this, frame equals 0. So you just reset the animation. Now, in order for the frame to update, we need to increment frame value every frame. If we didn't, then the animation would stay in the first frame. We also want animation to cycle, so when this resets, after we update the frame by either incrementing it or cycling it back to 0, we reach the end of the main loop. This main loop, okay. I think we're gonna do this all on our own. I think we can do it. I think we can do it better. Let's find this to download. So open image, new tab, save image as, desktop. This is gonna be animation test. I think I could do this better. Using our knowledge of, what kind of file is this? PNG based. SDL learning, grab it, move it. Okay. Grab it, put it in the thing. Okay. So we have animation test. All right. So let's make that thing. So this is already loading the texture that we had before. So this is, yeah, based. And we'll just call it fruit because why not? Okay. So with that in mind, let's grab it. Outside of this, we're gonna render. I forgot what the function was called. Init error report render. So we need to define SDL texture render. We need a renderer and a string. So we really do just need render. What's it called? Animation test.png. Oh, wait, no, hold on. There's a better way to do this. SDL rect. And this rectangle is going to be the size of the image. Wait, hold on. SDL render copy. What are the parameters you need? You need a renderer, you need a texture, an optional rectangle, and where the rectangle is going to be placed. Okay, so the renderer is going to be mRenderer.render. The texture is going to be render this, and it returns a texture. Okay, render, and it's going to return SDL texture. We'll call it not banana. Fuck. Wait, what are we rendering? Animation test. And this test is going to be based on nothing equals, and it's going to be equal to render that image, which is going to take the mRenderer, mRenderer.render, and it's also going to take animation test.png. So now that's going to grab that. Why is that not working? Incomplete type, local variable not initialized. What? We're making it. Is it a pointer? Oh! No, that's right. I see smoke coming out of Gary's ears. His brain is churning logic based. Gary, have you ever played Risk of Rain? I played Risk of Rain 2 because one of my viewers who gifted like 250 subs or something like a year ago, he was like, you should play this game. And I was like, okay. And we played it and it was okay. It was pretty fun. It's not my favorite game ever. I feel like in the world of roguelikes, it's hard to beat Path of Exile, but you know, I dig it. I'm not a fan of sci-fi It's really not my thing. I love Star Trek The Next Generation. Don't get me wrong. I grew up with it as much as anyone else. It's just I would rather play like the old Sword and Board, you know? I'd rather play like the Elder Scrolls or something. Not Skyrim, Oblivion. We need a based counter command to keep track. Well, yeah, we'll worry about that. I just want to load the image. What's fucking up here? SDL texture, incomplete type, local variable not initialized. I am so confused. We have the renderer. We're defining this now. Aren't we defining it right now? Wait, am I dumb? Animation test uses undefined struct SDL texture. What? Include SDLH, include image. What do you mean undefined? Initializing cannot convert SDL texture pointer to integer. What? Initializing cannot convert SDL texture pointer to integer. Oh! It needs to be a pointer because we're returning the address of it. Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah. Because we're returning a pointer in the function. Okay, Jesus, I get it. Thank you, giant red squiggly line. Not for game, for the chat to count how many times streamer says based. Hey, all right, not based conversation. All right. So now we're gonna render SDL render copy m renderer dot render. The texture is gonna be animation. Ooh, no, it is animation test because it of itself is a pointer. Then we're gonna put null pointer, and then we're gonna end it with the size of the picture that we're gonna print it onto, which is scoreboard background, right? Oh, the address of scoreboard background, my bad. And then play. Okay, we did it. Sweet. Cool. Okay, so now our goal is to get this guy animated, probably just on the left side to make it easy. Okay, so how would we do this without consulting the tutorial? Well, we kind of have it given away, right? It's going to be SDL texture. No. There we go. Include array. So we're going to have std array type name underscore tie size t size. How's the syntax of this supposed to work? You can see the return type when you hover the function. Yeah, I know. I just dumb. It was more of a logic fail than a syntax fail. Syntax. Include array first. Already did, bitch. Didn't see that, did you? So in order to do this, I think it's std array SDL texture type. And we're going to call it, nope, this isn't correct. std array std texture int. What the fuck? std array okay, I was right. STL texture comma size 4 end array, and we're gonna call it animation frame. Chat, I think I like all of my variables to be capital letters. I don't like this whole like lowercase m. I don't like this like lowercase e. It seems like it's better with its like capital letters. It looks so much better to me. What notebooks are you using to get predictive texting? Yeah, I know the answer to that question. I'm using, I was about to say STD Studio. I'm using Visual Studio, and I'm gonna be honest, the only thing I changed about Visual Studio is I made the text Comic Sans because it triggers chat. And yeah. Gary, what font is that? It's Comic Sans. Okay, so animation frame, and we're gonna, because now it's size 4, I don't need to define anything, right? I should give this a better name. Ah, it's a test. Who gives a shit? It's not like it's a game. Use wingdings? Chat, I thought about using cursive, unironically. I was looking for the cursive font, and I couldn't find any. So I was like, all right, Comic Sans will have to work. Otherwise, I would have used cursive. Okay. In fact, can I do that? Hold on. Tools? Where was it? It was options. There we go. We're going to font and colors. And under font and colors, we're going to be doing, is there like a cursive font? Does anyone know one? I bet it doesn't even allow it. It's like, no, we're not even going to make you. Trebuchet. No, that's ugly. That's kind of based. No. Woo, I like Roman. Oh, that's cool. I like that one. Ooh, based. Yeah, make it bold. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. All right, cool. Let's do this. This is cool. All right, how's that for some? Look, we can even zoom in for you guys. Oh, readability based. Okay. So render copy, delete that. Okay, so we're grabbing this. Currently we have nothing because this needs to find. Wait, why doesn't this work? See reference to class template initiation, STD being compiled, done building project failed. Uses undefined struct S. Ooh, okay. So you're saying that this is causing a problem. Okay. There should be a setting to make the code only for that game, Comic Sans. STD Ray. Oh, it wants a pointer? You can do that? All right, Chad, that's a good question. Why does this have to be a pointer? And it works. So why does this have to be a pointer? I guess that's my question. Is it a, this works, right? Yeah, this does work. It's a, We're not running that through a function. Is this like a limitation of array? Because what's up said so? Seems like it. Because that's what SDL returns. SDL texture is not default constructible, but SDL texture pointer is a default constructible. Yes, it's a limitation of STD array. Oh, Thorwolf, you know your shit. Okay, okay. SDL texture is incomplete type. What is C does is opaque pointer. SDL does that. Oh, wrong. Okay, okay. So, yeah, C arrays don't have this problem. Well, let's test that. Let's do SDL texture animation frame 2 array size 4. Does this run? It does not. But if I have a pointer, then it runs. Oh shit. Okay, sweet. Learn something every day. Hey, yo, SDL and C++, I made an engine in that? Oh, lemon jumps. Please tell me you made a video game where you play as a lemon and you jump. That would be based, as the children say. Okay, stop distracting me, chat. Okay, so now that we've defined this, let's make a new function. And this is gonna be the... Okay, well first, what does it return? We're gonna be making a function that takes every individual frame of this array size 4. And in this array size 4, it's going to define every rectangle, which is the width divided by 4 multiplied by the spot. So this is what we're going to be animating. So what I'm thinking is that we're going to call a function that grabs this image that we loaded. It's going to take it, it's going to divide it by 4. And then each array slot gets whatever array spot it is. So array size 3 gets the image of slot 4. 2, 1, 0. Now, the way the tutorial did it was kind of dumb. The tutorial took the frame divided by 4. We'll come back to that in a second. He did this, and there must be a more efficient way to do this, because I think we can grab the rectangle sprite that we loaded, and rather than having hard pixel values, I feel like we can just take, because this is like a sprite sheet, right? Couldn't we take the rectangle size, divide it by 4, and then multiply whatever to get the size of the W? And we only need to do that operation once on initialization of loading the picture, right? I think we can do that. Okay, so let's do that. Now the question is this function going to be a Boolean, I guess? Oh my God, that font. You don't have to do a lot of boilerplate code. TEDx programmer got to pad the stats. Wait, do programmers get paid by the line or pay? I'm just going to go now. All right, see you later. Just shocked. Do programmers get paid by the line? There's no shot, right? Like, programmers should get paid by like how many little lines they use. I feel like that would be, well, actually that wouldn't be based, because then we do a bunch of dumb recursion shit. Chat, I saw a video today all right, we'll make it a Boolean. I saw a video today where it's like fucking functional programming versus object-oriented programming, and you morons have functions. Instead of a for loop, you call a function and then you make it recursive, and then you like don't do anything to the objects. Like, that's cursed, right? Like, why would you do that? Just make a struct, you idiot. Use a for loop, moron. Why would you not do that? Could you imagine? Imagine going to work every day. I'm going off to work, honey. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna make another recursive function again. Okay. This is Boolean make animation template. Gary, that's a terrible name. Don't worry about it. Okay. This is gonna return true or false because all it's doing is just assigning a thing. And actually, is this even a bool? It might just be a void. We'll just make it void because we're not loading the image in this, right? We're just grabbing whatever. And in this, it's going to be requiring an SDL texture SDL texture pointer. Now, do I need to insert the whole array into this function? Because I've never done that. Can I do something like std array this, comma, end? Is that how I syntax this? There's no shot, right? 4? There's no way this is the input, right? Lemon Jumps is following. Thank you. Oh, it's very nice of you. Thank you for following. I hope you enjoyed the stream. No, we don't get paid by the line, but sometimes our performance is based on how many lines because businesses don't know how to measure our performance. Lean, Boolean. That's what I said, didn't I? Boolean? A Boolean? Yeah. Make it so complex and nobody figures it out but yourself. Nice. Fastest way to trigger functional programmers. We could all write in Java factories for our abstract factories to generate the abstract base class of the factory needed to build the factory. Or I could use a single for loop. Functional programmers on Suicide Watch. STD array texture star 4 pointer. Oh, no, I was right. This works. Okay, yeah, this is what we're inserting, right? Because, ooh, does that have to be a 4? Because if this is going to be the template for our animation, what happens if we need a bigger style animation? What if we have another character that has like 20 frames of animation? Should I do something like int x? Type name not allowed. X? Int? You can't put nothing. For each loops don't exist in India. At least that's what my offshore does. Lohai Royal, hello. STD array cannot vary in size. Oh, but vectors can. Oh shit, you're right. Okay, so if we have an, oh, I know, I guess an array is fine, right? Because this specific animation only has, will only ever have 4 of them. So I guess if we did like STD vector, let me include it for now because I forgot. If we do that, this can change to int x, right? Yes, this works. Okay, so now if you ever have a vector of an animation, this will call fine. And I guess it's fine to have a vector if you know the animation is going to be changing in the future of the project. Otherwise, you might as well just use the array. If you know you're going to have like one image of certain animation size, you know? Is there a variable type that only allows positive numbers? Yes, those are unsigned variables. It has to be a 4. You need a container that can have different size to use STD vector. Yes, use a vector for this. No, we're gonna not use a vector for this. We're gonna use an array. I just want to know options in the future. Like if we make a game, like the Toho game we're gonna make, right? If we decide to make the Toho game and we have our main character have 20 frames of animation somewhere, well, if it's fine to use an array for that, right? But if we know the animation is going to get changed in the future, where it's going to be 40 frames of animation, because that's what we paid the person for, then we could like have a vector. I think that's why you would do that. But for now, we'll just have the, we'll just have it as an array. God damn it. And it's going to be of size 4. And then we're going to delete that. Okay, sweet. Now we're going to call this function, call it, we're going to use it. And in this function, we're going to be taking, do I have to name it? I do, don't I? Yes, I do have to name it. You have to name it. Okay, thank you. Because I was about to type it out. I was like, wait a second. Usually people would wrap the point vector array in a proper struct, e.g. struct animation. Otherwise, it's super ambiguous why you're passing vectors everywhere. Well, yeah, but we're learning just the basic concept of animation in SDL, all right? That's the basic thing we're learning here. I can understand like containers and shit later, but we won't worry about that. I guess you didn't describe a container, I know that, but the principle of it, okay? So what are we going to do with path? Well, we need to define different parts of the array. So we have path O, and then through path, Jesus, I can't type, path 3. So those are our 4 frames of animation. We need to define the X, Y. Can I put this in a loop? Because the Y value will change based on the width. No, the Y value never changes. It's always 0. Hold on. So the Y value never changes. It's always 0. X value changes. The X and the width and the height of the rectangle never changes, because the only thing that changes is the X value between the 4 images, right? So this can be put into a loop. So how can we do this? So we're gonna have 4 frames. So int I equals 4, 0. I is, god damn it, I is less than 4 plus I. Now, how can I do this easily? This is like basic assigning of arrays, right? So path I. You can't do this with STD arrays, can you? This is like a vector shit, right? This is like variable length stuff. Oh man, I thought I was gonna be clever. Fuck it, we're making it a vector. Fuck arrays. All right, I can't take it. We need vectors. I don't know how I could ever not work with a variable length array. It seems like it just saves you so much effort, you know? We're gonna define it as x length or int length. And then this is gonna be vector. This is gonna be of size x, which is currently undefined. Does this even need a definition? No, it doesn't. So this doesn't need to be here. Cool. All right. No, you can use an array. Nah, we'll do vectors. I like vectors more. Gary, it's inefficient. Ah, we're using C++. Who cares about efficiency? Oh, so much better. So now we're gonna delete that. So now, because we've inserted this, there is no there's no set length of the animation. We're only gonna make it 4, and that's all we're ever gonna reference, but we do have to be careful because 5 can exist, okay? Chad, I have a question. This is like a programming question for like any programming language, so maybe you guys can answer this for me. I don't know. If I do std array, whatever, int 4, int 4 test. If I do something like this, right, and I do test 5 is equal, I don't know, this. Whoa, see out. And we do something like test 5. What happens? I think we've accidentally discovered this before. This, even though it's a C++ array, this still has memory somewhere in the system, right? This can exist. It's just not part of the array. It's just another like piece of memory, right? You have to bound checking. It'll crash. It's out of bounds. I don't think it crashes. I think, oh, it does crash. I thought it would just print like some part of memory that exists there, but maybe the system doesn't want me to do that. You access out of bounds memory, it will throw an exception or crash or do garbage things. But like, is there ever a reason, maybe if you're hacking or something, I guess, I don't know. But like, is there ever a reason to do this if you know what's there? Or is that like undefined behavior or something? Like, could you be clever? This is almost like a go-to line almost, I feel like, because you're accessing some bit of memory that's like undefined. You can do it in certain situations, yes. It reminds me of missing number. Oh, geez. In C++, this is undefined behavior, figured. Best case, you crash and it returns random values. In other languages like Java, bounds are always checked on the fly with proper exceptions. Can you do it in Rust? At all? Would it even let you do this? If you in debug mode, the debugger is gonna yell at you. If you release mode, most likely garbage. That's what clever hackers do? I don't know how you would even begin to define what's in that spot besides trial and error, I guess. Yes, if you know what's in the memory, then you can. A lot of microcontrollers, this is often used. No, there is compile time check in Rust. Okay, so this is one of those things that like Rust says, no, don't do this. We don't trust you. But C++ you can, you just have to know what the fuck you're doing. Sounds like another reason to use C++, just saying. All right, so path I is undefined. Why? Why is this undefined? It's a vector, isn't it? I thought I could assign the spot of the vector here I thought I could make it so that is this not allowed? It's a pointer. Okay, you guys are giving me the right arrow key like I should be looking to my right like an idiot, but what does that mean? Where does it go? Oh, whoops. That should be a curly brace, thank you. Now this is crooked. What the fuck? Must have a... Oh, it's a pointer. No, that doesn't work. Okay, now I can do this because it had... Okay, never mind. That damn semicolon after the for loop. Yeah, that was fun fucking everything up. Don't be pointing up. Midnight Royal Afton, hello. You're thinking of SDL rect, not texture. Chat, I'm a goddamn moron. Fuck me. Okay, it's a texture. Here, this is the animation test. We need to make a rectangle. Oh my God. Thank you. We're making a rectangle of animation frame. Right. And then in that frame, we're going to be grabbing this texture, which means we need to grab the texture. So this is going to be grabbing a SDL texture pointer, and we're going to call it texture. Now, this we're going to copy. We're going to paste here. Then we are going to grab this. Render the image, render that. Oh, we need to call the function, which is currently not called anywhere. But we're going to insert the SDL texture, which is animation test, is what it's going to end up being. Now we have texture. So, okay. So now this path is still an array of a rectangle. The texture is going to be using the rectangle as it's defined. So path I dot X pointing to X is equal. Fuck, the pointer shit still throws me off, but I like this font, how it makes the pointer. It's like kind of crooked. It's kind of cute. SDL rect, bro, not SDL rect pointer. Oh, because we're using vectors. Oh, shit. Listen, you say bro like that shit was obvious. Listen, if you go from an array, it has to be a vector, but then it fucking doesn't. And now it's undefined. What the fuck? Operator, pointer, or pointer star applied to SDL rect instead of pointer type. X is undefined. The fuck? Wait, I think it has to be a pointer. Because otherwise we have red squigglies everywhere. Yeah, now it works. The fuck? You use the dot? Oh shit, it's not a pointer anymore, so I can use the dot, so I don't need the dumbass arrows. Okay, thank you. Now see, that is based. All right, you guys. Oh, my eyes, thank you. Thank you so much, Jesus Christ. Oh, now I understand. Oh. Pointer star. Panic. We're becoming less of a moron each and every day. Yes. It's okay, we've all been through this. Okay, wow, that is, I get it now, but holy Christ. Okay, so anyway, now whatever spot that's in, its X value is the only thing that'll be changing, but we'll come back to that because that's the complicated one. Path I dot Y is equal to SDL texture. Ooh, do we need to pass a rectangle? No, this is the rectangle. How do I grab 1/4 of an SDL texture. I almost want to make a class now where under the class, we have like whatever we do here, class texture. So whatever we do here, blah, 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 or we'll just do this, I guess. And under this texture, we would do something like SDL rect size of texture, you know? And then we would reference, and then we would pass that class into this function, and then that, or the class object, and then we would reference, you know, it would be like texture dot rect grab or something like that. And I think that's how we would make that equal. Is that like an accurate summary of what I'm trying to do here? How's the game? It's going fine. We're trying to make an animation in our own way. SDL texture times 2.5. I can't do that. SDL texture is not a integer, is it? Hold on. I mean, it's a struct. It is a struct. Do I have SDL texture.x? Oh, this is a pointer. Oh, wait, I'm a dumb ass. Sorry. Texture. Let's see. Pointer to incomplete cast type. Okay, so it is dot. Expression must have a class type, but it has type SDL texture, which is a struct. So I don't have an X value. Okay. Sorry, I thought we can get away with that. And this can't be equal because the value of the texture cannot be assigned to type int. Wait. The SDL texture pointer, this is not an integer. It's a texture based of it's the image of animation test. Maybe we're not passing this then. Maybe we're passing nothing. And we'll just make a new rectangle. Wait, hold on. Texture has width and height. If it had an X and Y, it would always be 0. Oh, because it always starts on its top left because it's a texture. Oh shit, Lemon Jumps. Holy wow, first stream here. You're laying them, you're slam dunking me. All right. So we actually have a texture dot width. Width? Wait, why is this red squiggly? Pointer to incomplete class type. Wait, what? Why is this an incomplete class type? Hold on. Pointer to incomplete class type. This. Why is this an incomplete class type? They're both pointers. Is this like a pointer star situation? No. It does identify W exists. Like it recognizes the parameter or what I'm trying to do here. What it doesn't recognize is the term texture. Does it need to be like star texture? Address of texture? It's already a pointer. Oh yeah, the graphics, for those of you who aren't here before, there's this tutorial that's this graphic here that we're trying to animate on our own. He does this weird thing where he has like, he defines all of it hard coding, and we could do that, but that's fucking boring. I feel like there's a better way to do this. So what I'm trying to do is take the texture, divide it by 4, and then just do that, do all this fancy shit. I mean, we could just do it like hard coded. We could be like, you know, X value is equal to 254. Like, I feel like there's better ways to do this. It's time to consult the documentation. It's because you're assigning a variable which has a different data type. Show me the declaration, please. Well, we still have a function though. We're making a function. We don't need a declaration, right? All we're passing along through it is that there's something that's a pointer that we made as a texture, which is going to be this guy. So it's going to be, you know, this function, and instead of path, it's going to be animation frame. And instead of SDL texture pointer, it's going to be animation test. And that's going to be what we're passing through on this. Incomplete type is not allowed. What? Function definition, make animation template, not found. What? Did I delete like a header? What is going on? Did I miss a semicolon? Local variable, void, function, incomplete type is not allowed. Is it because this isn't defined in the array? No, that shouldn't matter. We're passing a vector. What is going on? So this works fine. I mean, obviously we need semicolons, but like, this works fine. That's not how you call a function. Oh, I can't call void. Okay, all right, chat. Jesus Christ. Okay, I get it. Anyway, so the idea here is we're gonna grab this animation test frame, which comes out as an SDL texture pointer, this, and it's like as if we're saying, you know, animation test .w value. So texture is an SDL texture pointer, semicolon. Will not work because, yeah, because this is a texture pointer and it can't, you can't make a rectangle equal that. Now, what I thought would happen is we could do something like .w or something. And the idea here is we would grab the width of that texture and make it equal to, so I guess we have to F12 this and see what SDL texture gets defined as. Is F12 not the button I was supposed to press? Hello? I thought F12 brought you to the documentation. Is that not what we were supposed to do there? Is it F10 or something? I don't want to just press F buttons, chat. SDL query texture to get width height of a texture. What? Hold on. SDL query texture. What does that do? What is this function? Query the attributes of a texture. Parameters. The texture. The format a pointer. Int access, width and height. What in the fuck? Argument can be null if there's no need for this information. A pointer is filled in with the height of the texture in pixels. This argument can be null if you don't need this information. Oh, based. So, oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to do this, but that's a cool, man, is there anything SDL can't do? I feel like I'm cheating. So what we're going to do is I don't think we need to pass the texture. I think we need to pass a rectangle because that will contain a width of an integer that we can assign to this rectangle. The rectangle will be based on this, on the size of the sprite. SDL is good for a bootstrap platform layer. What's the purpose of the font? I don't know. I like how pretty it is. Listen, chat, your font should be whatever makes you most productive. And looking at this text makes me productive. C APIs are low-key crazy. It's F12, but it doesn't always work, especially when you have errors in your file. Yeah, I'm gonna make an error in your mom's file. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Next step. How do we grab this texture's size? Well, let's go to the function that makes it. This render function grabs this texture. It returns the texture. And that's it. And that's a great little function there because we do that a lot. So now, do we make another function for SDL query texture? And then, oh, I don't want to call it here, do I? So we have query texture, and this texture is going to be SDL texture pointer path. And then in this texture, query texture. No, I'm dumb. We're calling query texture. And we're going to call it, that's all we're returning. But really, we're going to call it get image, get rect size. Do I even need to do this? Because SDL query texture in of itself is a function that does that exact thing. I shouldn't need to do this. I can just call that function. But I want to call that function and return the information to this, which means we do need to make a new rectangle based on that size. Or maybe we don't? Well, let's try this whole query rect thing. Let's do that for the first time. So what are the parameters here? We need... Did I spell that incorrectly? Query rect. Why are you not working now? What the fuck? SDL query texture. Sorry. Texture. Now, what do you need? You need a texture pointer. So animation test. You need a uint32 format int. Fuck. We need 3 ints. What is a format? Format a pointer filled in with the raw format of the texture. The actual format may differ, but pixels transfers will use this format, one of the SDL pixel format enumerator values. This argument can be null if you don't need this information. Oh, cool. Null pointer, and then we're gonna grab the access texture or access pointer, which is access pointer filled in with the actual access to the texture. Oh my god, that is so unnecessary for what I want here. And then we grab 2 ints, int width and int height. Int get width, int get height, and that's what we're gonna call here. We're gonna call get width, get height. This seems very inefficient, but we're learning this. All right, bear with me. And this doesn't work. Oh, it does work, except it doesn't. Incompatible with pointers. Oh, I gotta do raw dog pointers. That's, oh no, I don't. I can get the address of them. I'm learning C++. Put an and at the start? Yeah, because this can be made a raw pointer, which sounds like a nightmare, or I can just get the address of it, which is based. So now we have 2 ints, which is interesting. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Do I just... Why does this run? Oh, this needs defining. Hold on. Delete that. Run. Ugh. Okay, so what I want to do now is using the terminal back here when we load this image. What I want is we're gonna see out the width and height of this texture in total if this works. So we are going to see or print f percent I space percent I get width get height. Okay, this should print that. And it did. Wow, that's cool. Okay, so 256 is the X value, 205 is the Y value of this image. However, you may notice this is a huge image. So what's happening is I was incorrect. I thought it would grab the X and Y values of the stretched texture, but that's not true. It's grabbing the original X and Y values of this image, the whole texture, before it's stretched onto the rectangle when we render it. I didn't think that would work that way. Okay, so we gotta remember that. The X and Y values in query rectangle are only based on the original image, not the rendered rectangle. That is gonna be very difficult to remember, but I guess it's all relativistic then, huh? Okay, based. Flashbang! Jesus, I flashbanged myself. Okay, sorry, that was me, not your computer. So, cool. So what we're gonna do, now that we have get width and get height, this no longer needs the texture. What it needs is int width, int height. Now, when we call this, it needs get width and get height. Get height. So now that's going to need two integers there. So that's the width and height of the image. And that should be all I need for that. Now, we'll worry about rendering this shit later, but for now, that's where we're at. So we're going to copy that. Oh, not that. This. Okay. Now, this for loop is going to make a lot more sense. Path.x, nope, path array I.x is equal to the width divided by 4 times I? We'll come back to that in a second. Path I dot y value is equal to 0 always. Path. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Path I dot width is always the same. It's going to be width divided by 4. And then path I dot height is equal to height always. Okay, I think I did this correctly. The only thing I'm wary about is this. So if path 0, so the first element, is going to be equal to the width of the screen divided by 4 times 0, which moves it to the very left. Int 1 will be the second frame, width of the screen divided by 4 times 1. Hold on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Which is correct because it's going to be at the end of the very first element, which is 0. So 0 to 1/4 of the screen is what I want. Okay. Okay, I think I did this right. So now we've defined the parameters of every rectangle without doing the dumbass labeling the entire thing like an idiot. The man Opic! Oh, thank you! You can imagine it as stretch and rotate is told to the renderer, not the texture. Okay, yeah. Now we know that. Thank you. Also, the man Opak, you remind me of Victor from League of Legends. Victor. You guys excited for Arcane Season 2? Oh, I can't wait. I loved Arcane Season 1. That was my shit. Now, is there anything else we need here? I don't even need a return value, right? It's a void. So I think that's it. I don't think I needed a whole function for this, but whatever, we did it. Okay, so now we've defined all of this rectangle array's animation frames. Okay, sweet. So now we have this shit to worry about. So what we're gonna do is this animation test, because it's a texture, now we're gonna render it based on the animation frame, which is here, this. So we're gonna put it in a for loop. For, No, this is always null pointer. We want it in the same spot, rendered on top of each other ad infinitum. Okay, so I is equal to 0, or I guess while? Oh no, it's in the while loop. Wait, what the fuck? What am I gonna do here? Hold on, don't give me the answer. Let me cook. What am I doing here? You can return the rectangle? Well, I don't need that. We don't need to return the rectangle. At this point, we've already defined every element of that. Yeah, we've already defined every element of the vector. We don't need, yeah, at this point, it's not global, but it affects the main function, right? Whatever rectangle we path into this, all of its elements get defined up to 4, the values we want it to. So how do we render this? Render copy is what we're gonna use. We're gonna use the renderer, this frame. This is what it's gonna be rendered to. So instead of that, let's just do null pointer so it always renders on the same spot. This is gonna be what changes. It's gonna be based on the vector rectangle. So this is gonna be I in a for loop. So for I equals, oh God, oh Jesus, animation frame 0. Chat, is that 0? Oh no. Oh Jesus. Oh God. It's gonna start at 0 and we want it to go to animation frame 3. Can I add 1 to the array animation frame? Is that possible? Do I make 2 ints here? So you have int a, or int I is less than 4. No, it is 0. Yeah, no, it's 0. I is less than 4. Plus I, but it's only gonna repeat 1 full frame though, isn't it? I guess I could have, you know, if I is equal to 4, reset it to 0 or something. It's gonna get stuck in that for loop forever, but this is a while loop and I can just quit the program whenever I want. So that's fine, that's intended behavior. And then we need the address of I, which is not what we want. We want path, not path, god damn it, animation, fuck, we need the address of animation frame array size I think, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Oh no, X, oh, it's the X value. Oh my God, wait, no, it doesn't work. Local variable, need a rectangle. It is a rectangle. Oh, it needs the address of it. Fuck. Now it needs a pointer? Wait, what? Why doesn't that work? Hey, Gary, dropping in before bed. Van Slam, hello. Welcome to the attempting animation stream. It acts as a string. The data doesn't get copied. What? You need an SDL rect pointer, not an int pointer? Oh. I guess that works. Well, we'll see what happens. The thing crashed. Huh. If I equals 4, I equals 0. Oh, if I is equal to 4. Okay. Well, it crashed. I think this is the problem here. It returned huge value. Second of all, the hell is that font? Comic Sans. No, it's not Comic Sans. I'm a moron. I don't know. It's something cool though. How do we find that? We need to find the X value of that array. So do we need to make a new int? So like int Y is equal to animation frame. Oh, it needs to be a rectangle though. Fuck. SDL rect y is going to be equal to animation frame I, because animation frame is a rectangle array. The address. And then this is going to be the address of y.x. No, it's the same problem. Fuck. Does he realize that he should print debug strings though? Listen, buddy, if you think we're gonna debug here, we barely got to error reporting, okay? How do I do this? How do I grab the X value? I need to grab the X value of every individual array. You need an SDL rectangle pointer, not an int pointer? Yeah, that's the problem here. Printf. He should try to validate the data he uses since we're not using a debugger. Print out as next best. Oh, are you guys saying? No, I'm right. Because we're setting the values of X, Y, width, and height of the whole rectangle onto the vector we're inputting it in. Are you saying that because we're returning void, this is local and not affecting this rectangle? Is that the problem here? Oh, judging by the fact you want me to print it, that's probably what I'm learning here. So instead of returning void, we're returning SDL rect pointer, right? So we're returning SDL rect pointer return path. Is that what I'm learning here? Why is that incorrect? Oh, return address of path. What? Oh, does it just need to be a rectangle? No, now this doesn't work. It's a vector. Oh. STD vector SDL rect. Oh, now it works. Okay, okay. STD vector SDL rect. Like that. Okay, now we returned the rectangle. Now we can try that. X must have a class struct union. Okay, we'll delete that then. Well, let's try that then. Animation address. No, it returned as a pointer. Animation frame. Array spot 0. Address of animation frame spot 0. Works. Crashes the program. Exited with code -1 million. Okay, memory problem. What if we just try null pointer? What happens in this scenario? We get nothing and a memory crash. What the fuck? So it's somewhere else in the program. You don't need the first parameter. Just pass the reference. It can still be a void function. Reference of the path. Oh. You should pass the variable as a pointer reference, not return as one? Why? Is this like, is this too taxing or something? So you're saying all of this should be just passed as pointers. It should all be just be relativistic. So now this needs to be an arrow. Oh God, we're back to square one. Oh God, we're back to arrows. Chad, I think I've swapped more between dots and arrows than like I ever have in my life. So this needs to be pointer. This needs to be a pointer. This needs to be a pointer. Okay. Okay. All right. Everybody run. Okay. Still crashes, but okay. Are you actually filling your vector? I think so, right? Is this not filling the vector? Okay, time for bed. Have fun continuing to learning C++. Proud of how far you come. Thank you! This is not filling the vector? How is this not filling a vector? So we pass the vector along with two integers. This is the vector. How does this not work? The x value of spot 0 on the vector is this number. Spot I 0 is 0. How does that not work? And then we return the vector. Am I dumb? Should this, I think this is correct, isn't it? The pointer of path? Oh, wait, what? No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, there's errors everywhere. Now we're back to dots, right? Yeah, now this is undefined. I don't think that works. It's a problem with this function. I recognize that. I just don't know what the problem is. Like, we could easily have this in like the main loop, right? I understand that, but I feel like it's fundamentally important we understand how we're fucking this up before I like fix everything. I'm gonna wait until you stop to listen to others and then listen to me. Well, I've been looking. Did I miss one? Just print it. Well, You need to understand pass by value, pass by reference, otherwise you're not going to know how. Google how to pass things in a function. I don't need to Google, guys. I have you. Okay. Well, fine. We'll print it. We'll print it. All right. You guys get your way. All right. So this for loop, delete. Sorry, not delete. Delete this. This is going to be equal to at scoreboard background. So now when we run the program, it crashes. Yep. Because I'm missing a semicolon somewhere. Where am I missing it? I don't fucking know. Oh, I'm missing this. That's why. Now it crashes because of this function. Okay. Okay. Sweet. So now we're going to print. Well, it doesn't even sort of crashes. So what we're going to do. It's obviously going to be incorrect. I understand that. I'm just like, I almost want to just move the whole thing into the main function. I just feel like I'm not understanding the pass by value, pass by reference. The std vendor SDL rect is correct. The vendor rect star is not correct. Why? So this is what we had before though, and it didn't work. Like we had the same problem. It just crashes, right? So this is what we had before, was no reference to a pointer. We had no reference to a pointer. We had no pointer. Okay. We run the program. Doesn't work. Same problem. You need SDL rect, not SDL rect pointer, because you need an object to store X, Y, W, H. Pointer only stores addresses, so a pointer is not what you want. Okay. There is two ways to do this. First is out parameter using pass by reference. Second is return SDL vector SDL rect. Okay, so I was confusing two different things. So we're gonna do the second one. You're manipulating a copy of the vector. It doesn't affect the original one. Oh. Let's undo where you left with before. Chat fucked it up. Okay, so you're saying We do want pointers, because if we don't have pointers, what we're actually doing, just so I understand, is that we're accidentally, when we pass a vector into the make the animation template function and we return a vector, this is not the original vector animation frame. This is like a copy of it, which means when we reference animation frame here, it just doesn't fucking do anything, and we have issues all over the place. So you're saying that we should have reference by pointer, because we want to reference by pointer because we do want to change the original. We want to fuck around with the memory in the original vector. And in order to do that, we need the address of it. Path in. What? Void make shit. So I'm returning void? Oh wait, are we just going back in time? Oh, chat, I originally had a void. So void make shit, which is this vector without a pointer, int width and height. I was correct. So instead of returning path, we're returning nothing, and this goes to dot. Chat, am I crazy? Is this not what we originally had when we started this whole goddamn thing? Okay, so that's correct. Now this needs to change. So this needs to be void. This needs to be rectangle. This, I'm going to say rectangle, but bear with me. Go. Still crashes, but we're healthier. Now go to main, print out animation frame 0. Well, all right. Print F. Animation frame, oh, Jesus Christ. I guess it's gonna be an integer then, right? So %i, comma, animation frame 0. Actually, I don't even know if I need this here. I think I can just print it. Okay, doesn't work. What? Yeah, it doesn't even render. Oh, it's a pointer, that's why. No, it's not a pointer. Print F, all that shit. Thank you for the syntax. Okay, so this, oh, I need the X and Y value because we're printing it. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, ha 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 ha. Thank you. Prints nothing, memory crash. Did I fuck something up? Okay, all this works. Is it having trouble grabbing the image or something? No, we have the image there. We pulled it up earlier, so that's not an issue. It really is just this function somewhere. Is it query texture? No, we did this successfully. This successfully grabbed the image. Yeah, we're not doing anything to the texture, right? Yeah, we're not doing anything to the texture. We've already tested that. It's this. Oh, you haven't resized the vector, so it has 0L. How do I do this? std vector dot resize, is that what it is? Okay, it's all coming back, chat. It's all coming back. Don't worry, we're getting there. There's something related to vector and resizing. Okay, my bad. I accepted that vectors were variable length, but that doesn't mean we can't just resize. It means that we can adjust the variable length. It's not automatically memory allocated, okay? This ain't Java. This ain't Python. We gotta memory allocate that shit. Okay, thank you. Okay, it's resize. Thank you. Animation frame dot resize 4. Okay, thank you. Jesus Christ. And now it works. Oh, look at that. Everything works. But it only pulled up 0. Okay. So we are not translating back the values, which means we need to return. Why is it called animation frame? You'll see. Now you'll print 0000 because you're passing animation frame by value. So the outer, oh, listen. What stuff is like, just listen. Just listen to me. I'll teach you everything. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna not read chat for a second. I'm just gonna talk and I'm gonna not type anything, okay? I think what we're saying here is that I'm actually not changing the original vector. Instead, I'm passing a copy of it to this function, and the copy is getting allocated here, and then it's, I don't know, because it's localized, it's just deleted into the void or something. And then we're back, and that's why we only print 4 zeros whenever we run the program, okay? So what we should be doing is pass the pointer of this, the address of this, and then we're gonna return nothing. It's gonna stay void, right? These kind of errors are spotted immediately with a debugger. Also, I think you should be passing path as a pointer, but I'm a C programmer. No, you're right, it is a pointer. We're gonna do it the second way, bypass by reference. Can you listen to what's up for fork's sake? Listen, all right, we're learning. Why assumptions instead of Googling or listening to people? Because it's more, I don't know, I learn better. It's more fun, I don't know. If I wanted to Google shit all day, I would just go to college and sit in the library and learn that for all time. Now it's more fun. You can pass by pointer, but pass by reference is just as good. All right, so without looking at chat, I'm gonna try to do that, okay? And if we're fail, that's what the Control Z button's for. So SDL rect pointer. Now all I'm gonna do, chat, okay, don't panic. All I'm gonna do is just pass by the pointer and we're gonna see if the values change. That's the only thing we're gonna do, okay? So scroll up. Now this is gonna pass the address of animation frame. Things are gonna fail, that's fine. This will pass the pointer. Which means this need to be made a pointer. Now, did this fail? You bet it did, but it's okay. This isn't printing at all now. Oh God, fuck. Stop touching rect. I already explained that you need rect, not SDL rect pointer. What? Why? So are you saying that we need the path? Yeah, but then you have the same issue, right? Isn't that the exact same thing as rect pointer? Oh, pass by reference and path. Oh wow, chat, you just spelled the answer out for me. That's it? That's the only difference? Chat, C++ is so confusing. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we need the address of animation frame, the address of path, which does tell me that this needs to be the pointer. Nope. No, I don't need anything, so it just works. Oh shit, it worked! Oh, chat, it worked! Jesus, chat. Why did you guys have to make that so complicated? All right? You guys stressed everyone out. You just started changing shit. You didn't understand what you were doing. All right, it worked. Look at that. Cute. So now this is easy peasy lemon squeezy. So. Okay, now the better way? Nah, we got it. That's all we needed. All right. Chat, listen. All right, we're like the wind. All right? Can't stop me once we get going. So. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a for loop. I equals 0. We're basically gonna recreate what we did earlier, but better. We can make it better, chat. For plus plus I. And in this loop, this is gonna get null pointered. this is going to be animation frame based on I dot X. Is that gonna work? I don't know, but we're gonna do it. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, I'm missing a semicolon. Where? Why is that an error? Oh, int. Okay, define the I. All right. Now we need dot X. Doesn't work. Address of animation frame? Does not work. What? Because that's an int. Well, no, I need that pointer. Interesting. I haven't worked with rectangles that aren't already pointers. Try it. You want to learn C++ or not? No, I want to, I don't know. Like, I want to do shit. I don't just want to learn theory. I want to apply it. By the way, has nobody told him he has a debugger with the IDE? Chat, I have never used the debugger once in my life. I don't even know how it works. If it works, fuck it. STD vector, SDL rect, make int width, int height. Wait, I have to... No, because it's going to have the same problem. If we make a new rectangle and we base it on the int get width and int get height, that doesn't solve our problem. Because the whole point of this is that we're going to be rendering rectangles, the animation frame rectangle, and every rectangle is going to be a sprite off of that sheet. And we've already defined the X values. So I guess what I'm trying to do is, without putting this in the main function, grabbing this value, I.X, and applying it to here. Now we've successfully did this with functions, and now this vector has those values of size 4. But when I run this loop, it breaks because I need the pointer here, not the original rectangle. Because render copy only accepts the pointer of a rectangle. Now I thought I could get the address of animation frame, but then it says it's incompatible because it's an int. So do I just do the address of I and that's it? Okay, well, it did a thing. Oh! It also needs to be the animation frame I, because that's going to be the length of it. Oh, shit! Okay, well, fuck. It did that. Okay, so we have successfully reverse engineered SDL's image stretching capabilities to print the original image size on any resolution. So we can do that now. Sweet. So this is grabbing the structure and the rendering target. So the rendering target of the frame is going to be the address of animation frame I. But how do I grab a specific aspect of that, which is the width and height? How do I grab... How do I grab width and height of a rectangle's information? Oh, Jesus. Based on the eye. Oh, you know what's happening? This render thing needs to go inside of the for loop, doesn't it? And if I equals 4, I equals 0. Run. Okay, well, we sort of made animation. It's... My CPU might be getting a little hot because of this, but it is sort of doing it. See? We got animation, chat! We are Disney! Okay, now I can read chat. What's up? You need to know other approaches as well because you'll need those at some point. Yes, but let me make sure I understand one approach before we do other approaches. Why not do a while loop instead of a for loop? Because that would be too easy. Would you ask the same question if he was using a for loop? A while loop? Yeah, so what's going on here? The X values are all printing, and that's not what we want. We want one X value, which is null pointer. God damn it, what the fuck? Wait, it's printing 4 copies? How did I even do that? Okay, first of all, this needs to be the address of scoreboard background. So now when I run this, okay, so that's the whole image there. Okay, sweet. Now the null pointer is the address of animation frame 0. No, I. Go. Oh, he's running, chat. Look at that. We did it. Oh, shit. Chat, I'm a god. By the way, the stream can't keep up. It's not doing it justice. It's actually flickering extremely fast. You guys are seeing it once every, what, 30 frames, so it looks correct. It's flickering at like, I don't know, 144 frames a second or something on my monitor. You need to understand not to do random things. Read SDL, copy, documentation, 3rd and 4th parameter. Well, now I understand, right? So now we can base this rectangle on SDL, rect, pointer, input, rect, and we're gonna define it as get width, get height, null pointer, because it doesn't matter the width and height. No, shit, hold on. No, I lied. That needs to be on the other side. The X and Y don't matter, but the length and width does. So we're gonna grab this rectangle. Fine, 0, 0, maybe? Will it make you happier? Okay. We're gonna not copy that. We're just gonna paste it here. Too many initializer values. Oh, it's just a rectangle. Oh, wait, is this what chat told me to do earlier? Because I'm pretty sure this is what you guys told me to do earlier. Get width, get height. A rectangle with the origin at the top left, integer. Input rectangle. Get width, get height. Why is there too many initializer values? Isn't a rectangle require... I know a texture requires 4 inputs, I think. Yeah, because this works. 0, 0. 0, comma, 0, comma, this. But this is too many initializer values. So when I put input rect here, that should work. It doesn't. Is it because this is a pointer? Is that why? Yes, it is. Okay, well, it did that. Steffi Sort, hello, Preox, hi. You only process input in 4-frame interval. That's why there's a 66 millisecond input delay. Yeah. So this should be, well, we have to be careful because I resets to 4 every time. So now in this, what he did was he divided by a bunch of shit. So if I is divided by 4, whatever, if I divided by 4 is less than or equal to I, frame equals 0. So what he's saying is if I is equal to I divided by 4, Wait, is that ever going to be true? 4, no. If 1 is equal to I divided by 4, which is only going to be equal in the 4th frame. Because 0 divided by 4 is 0. 1, 2, 3. So it does need to be 3. Okay, my bad. And then that's going to be make it equal to 0. 0 divided by 3 is 0. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. That's how he solves it. Oh my God, it's so fast. Holy shit. What did I do wrong? Now it's rendering even faster. What did he put here? If I divided by 4 is less than or equal to I. How did he do 4? Is less than equal to I. Make I equal 0. Well, this is going to be horrible. This just crashes the program instantly. Okay, too much power. So I need to slow it down. That is true. So this just happens every 4 frames, right? This whole thing renders every frame. Maybe even faster than that, I guess? Because it's not frame locked necessarily, right? Although it might be because of how poll event works. That's true. So... yeah, I think we're kind of stun locked until we work into like animation shit, right? Until we work with like frame rate stuff. I think we're kind of just locked as is. I learned so much today too, by the way. Thank you guys for your patience with me. Holy cow. So what does he do differently here? Screen height, current clip, divided by 2, update screen. So he renders with the parameters, screen width, screen height, current clip. Okay, that's its own rendering thing. SDL rect, current clip, global sprite, frames divided by 4, update screen. So that's what we did here. This has been really fun. Thank you. What are you doing? Well, basically, what we're trying to do is at this point we have our thing rendered. The problem we're having is this guy, he's running too fast. We want to slow down the animation a little. By the way, you guys see 30 frames. I see, I don't know, hundreds. Faster than stream can keep up with. So the idea here is that we slow it down. And I think this is not a syntax thing, so I'm trying to avoid looking at chat. It's more of a logic thing. So if we want to slow it down... oh, how do we slow it down without slowing down the computer? Go outside of the render loop, int frame counter equals 0. And then add to the frame counter in here and just make it like 200 or something. There must be a better way to frame cap without using huge calculations on your computer, because what's the point at that point? But I guess that's an easy way to do it. So I kind of wanted to avoid doing this, but I guess we could just do int frame rate equals 0. Plus frame rate. And then frame rate is equal to 100. Well, this isn't going to solve our problem, but it is doing a thing. It is not slowing him down. In fact, he's still as fast as he's ever been, but there you go. Also, should we just do impet rect divided by 4? Is that possible? Get width, divided by 4, because I know how this works. Okay, now this will work. Oh, now he's a normal guy. Look at that. Now he's perfectly normal sized. All right. Times 2. Times 2. There we go. Oh, look at him go. Look at the little walker. Okay, sweet. Looks better at least. Why would you call it frame rate? Ooh. So use a 60 FPS as a starter. So 60 divided by 4 equals 15, but this is the first time I've looked at code in over 8 years, so I'm refreshing myself. Dunger. Thank you. Is that really how a computer calculates frame rate? Is by taxing it? There's no shot. There's no way. So frame rate equals 0. So you're not making it that. You're making it like plus equals to 20. No, wait, hold on. How would you do this? Hold on. You don't want to do this like this, because what's going to happen is it'll run 4 times. Boom, 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 boom. And then the program will end. So it's not going to do anything. In fact, it doesn't even run. That's why. Okay, now it runs forever. What the fuck? How does it do that? Because it never resets to 0. Interesting. Oh, I see. It's in a while loop, so it's running this again and again and again and again and again. So if I set this to 1,000, it's not going to solve our problem, but... In fact, he's still fast. You're not gonna control the animation speed until you learn timing. Listen, Gary. Listen! We're getting there, chat. We're getting there. Don't worry, okay? Frame count. Listen, I get it, okay? I understand. You need to make another integer that gets changed incrementally inside of the for loop, but before this gets reset. You need to hold off on it. So frame rate plus equals 20. So like while frame rate is less than, I don't know, 10,000, run this. Oh God. Okay, that crashed immediately. He has a spectacular font though. You need to understand the game loop, basically. You can use SDL delay. That seems like cheating. Doesn't seem like you understand what he said. He doesn't listen. Well, okay, if your first step to listening to you is rename a variable, I'm trying to hint that I don't care about the variable name right now. It's a logic thing we're stuck on. That's what I care about. I know there's a frame rate, chat, because later on there is a tutorial for capping the frame rate. Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh, look at this. Counted frames. All that shit. So, I mean, we could just call it here and just have like, woo, we just did it. Ooh, yay. Like, that's fine with me. It's just, I wanted to do something a little more substantial than that. But I mean, we learned a lot. This is so ugly. Ew. Okay, I mean, we learned a lot. We did get our dude walking. You know, that's kind of cool. I just wanted to cap the frame rate. Okay, let's leave the name. You're not approaching the correct way. I think it's worth going through it slow if we understand what it means. Well, we'll understand what it means. It's all in the tutorial, chat. I understand that, okay? And this might be frustrating for people to watch. Also, oh, I get it. I was like, why does the guy only move when I move my mouse? You want to know why, chat? It's because pull event, I'm holding down the space bar, watch. It's because pull event is the only, oh, while pull event is greater than 0 or not equal to 0, whatever, then run this program. And it only runs when there's a pull event. So like there's mouse movement or something, or I click. Or I press R, or something gets inputted into the system. As long as there's something to input, the animation plays. So the answer to this is... well, probably making it not in this poll event thing, but it sounds like the program wouldn't even run then. Actually, it probably would. It would just repeat forever. So as long as you hit any key, is there any way to specify a specific key? Oh yeah, of course. There's, hold on, we need new music. Final Fantasy XIV Lo-Fi for furries. What the fuck? Okay, so, yeah, there's obviously a way. There's like SDL, mouse, button, down, right? And we define whatever we need for that, you know? Like, there are ways to do it. We did it when we made Click the Banana yesterday. We had a video game, Click the Banana, and in that game, we used like SDL mouse down. So like, we don't have to, while the pointer of the mouse is over the button and you press space, then do the thing. We could have done that, but instead it was click down. So in this case, whenever we have any input from any aspect of the keyboard or like a controller or something or anything, actually, I don't even know if joystick would register right now, but as long as there's any sort of input, then the animation plays, which is interesting. But hey, I know why. I just wish you guys could see the frame rate I'm seeing it at, because I'm looking at stream and it's like a nice, he's like walking really, really fast, like an Olympic speed walker. And on my stream, he is just a blur of black. He's like Sonic. Anyway, I think we learned the animation lesson. I understand what's going on. The only thing I want to change now is how do I default the Y value to be all the way based on the rectangle? Maybe instead of input rectangle being get height, it's instead animation test array point 0 dot h, or address of it, I guess. Oh, it doesn't work? Oh, wait. It's just an integer I need to input here, but .h is an integer, right? I mean, I get it's a pointer. Actually, why doesn't that work? Making a rectangle, its x and y values are 0. Its get width is 4 divided by 2. Or times 2, sorry. Get the width, divided by 4, multiply it by 2. But why doesn't the height work of the array? I mean, I guess I could just get height, and that still is the Y value of the original rectangle texture. But if I don't want that, and I actually do want... well, I guess it is what's getting applied here, huh? H is height. So I guess it is the same. I guess I could make it based on scoreboard background. What was that? Kenna is rating with 4. Thank you. I'm Gary the Goo Boy, and I stream every single day at 4:30 p.m. PST PDT. I don't know which one's which. Hi there. Thank you. Redeemed B. Fine. Buzz, motherfuckers. There you go. You get a glimpse before we have full-on color redeems. What's today's goal, Gary? At this point, we're fucking around a little until we start the next tutorial, which is rotation and flipping. But knowing chat, you guys are gonna get ultra triggered by like any sort of anything like that. So right now, I'm just trying to get this. Hold on, let me show you where we're at for people who are just now joining me because of the raid. So get height. So this is where we're at right now in terms of this. So this is kind of squished and it's ugly, whatever. We can multiply it by like 2. So this, what? Oh, sorry. Here. Fuck, not there. Multiplied by 2, not divided. Sorry. So this is our guy. And whenever I move my mouse, he walks. And that's kind of where I'm at with things. And the goal is to stretch him out just a little so he actually fills up the whole like rectangle we've made for him. I'm not judging the font, but dude, my eyes. Why would they get triggered? Chat, Lily Storm, don't ask. Katie Bug, hello. Welcome to our little dude. We made Click the Banana yesterday. We're done with that. Now we're gonna make a Toho game, and we're learning about animation. And I think we're doing an okay job so far. I am moving my mouse on purpose, by the way, because if I stop moving my mouse, it doesn't do anything. But I can press space. Listen, programming's complicated, okay? I'm not judging the font, but dude, my eyes. I agree. We should probably revert to the Sane People font. No, I like this font. So we have height divided or multiplied by 2. Did you draw the walk cycle? No, but we did download it because I needed a sprite sheet. Yukenna, do you have a sprite sheet of something? Basically, we took a sprite sheet of 4 frames and now we're animating the whole thing. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, so now we're trying to define the height of the picture that you see, and apparently you cannot grab the animation frame size 0 dot height. Oh, now it worked. Wait, why does that work now? What? Okay. Okay, that worked. Now, I don't understand what's different about this now versus earlier, but okay, I dig it. Also, it literally is the exact same number as get height, but shut up, chat, this is complicated. Oh, is the programmed animation? Yeah, it's the animation is programmed, absolutely. So let me multiply it by 2 here. So when we run this program is animated today. That's what we did today for the last 2.5 hours was this. So this whole program here was rendered because of that. What are you using to learn? So we're learning the programming language C++, right? That is the language that we're using, because if you program video games, unless you're using a game engine or something, you're using C++ or a Python if you're that weeby. So we're using C++. Then we're using a framework called SDL. And what SDL does is you see this like window here, this like Windows window, this is giant white rectangle. What SDL does is it takes care a lot of like the low level stuff of like accessing windows, grabbing a window, creating it, like interpreting the mouse being on a button on the window. Like it does a lot of like the ground level work. And right now we are learning we're learning that SDL through this tutorial that I just linked in chat. So that tutorial from the very beginning until animated sprites and VSync, right? We're not technically done because I haven't implemented VSync yet, but that's basically where we're at. And by the time I made a little list here of the tutorials we're going to be doing, so boom, done with that. So now we're going to learn rotation of like textures. At this point, once we learned mouse events, we made Click the Banana, which was like our first video game yesterday. So interesting. Yes, I think so. And then now, once we're done with these tutorials, so basically once we learn timer callbacks, frame independent movement, particle engine, all that shit, right? Once we're done with all this, then we're gonna make a Toho game, and that's gonna be like, I don't know, 20 hours to make or something. It's gonna be long, but we're gonna make a Toho game. We're gonna make Perfect Cherry Blossom, one of my favorite PC games ever. And that was being hyperbolic. I actually played it only a little, but I do remember really liking it. He has been like this since day 3. He still thinks naming is not important. Wait, is somebody else calling me out on that? It's gonna take a while. Oh, yeah. Click the Banana was so freaking dope. Hell yeah, it was. So anyway, we're gonna learn all this over the next, I'm gonna say, 5, 6, maybe 7 to get all collision detection done, because that's also including per pixel and circular collision. That's gonna be easy. I'm gonna say probably the next 10 to 12 days. We're gonna be learning the rest of SDL. Once we're done with that, we're done, right? Unless we want to learn like multi-threading, but like Jesus Christ, we're making 2D games. Are you really gonna need multiple cores? Anyway, if we did like 3D games with OpenGL, I'd worry about it. And we're also not doing like touch with mobile. We're not gonna do that either. So I think this is all we're gonna learn. And once we're done with this, we're done and we can go into making Toho. So we're good for like the next 10 to 12 days in terms of like learning all that. And by the time we're done with this, I think we're gonna be familiar enough with C++ in general to like make the game. Who doesn't want to watch game design? That'd be fun as shit. Well, I want to teach them about frame counters, but I want the variable name frame rate. You see how that's preventing understanding concepts? Gerald McCann, is that your real name? That seems unsafe. Hi, thank you for following. If I named a character Gerald McCann in a game, I think I would make him with like a straw hat in like the middle of the Jehovah Desert. Jehovah Desert? In the middle of the Jehovah Desert, where it's like, he's like a silent guy. That's Gerald McCann, look out. But he's actually old and washed up and he can't shoot a gun anymore, so he relies on his wisdom to talk people out of trouble. Chad, I can't wait to make video games. If I call the render loop cow, he will surely understand it. A cow is a loop in which we paint one raven each iteration. His naming isn't important. No, I understand what's going on if I made those variables. Now, chat, you have to understand, okay? If I was making this program for somebody else, okay, if I knew another programmer was gonna come in here and like do something for me, I would name things way more appropriately, okay? But we're not making a video game, we're learning, and you know what? It's just for me, okay? I have no plans to pay a programmer to do shit for me, and if I did, I would make it better, all right? No, this is fine. It's okay to have weird variable names. It's fine within the scope of what we're doing, which is we're making one program over the course of 3 hours, you know? And you know what, chat? Outside of the frame rate, I'm proud of it, you know? It's almost like this was the sprite grabbing tutorial. It's very similar to that, except we are refreshing the frame with another sprite on the same rectangle, which is pretty, it's new. I can't wait till we cover movement. That's gonna be fun, because how do you cover movement in this scenario? Just thinking ahead here, because we're gonna cover that later. In fact, is that tomorrow? Hold on, what are we doing tomorrow? Next is rotation, flipping. Where's movement? Oh, motion is way down there after we cap frame rate. I wonder why. So basically, when we move this guy across the screen, however that looks, it's gonna be hard because you have to base it on you almost have to make the game first with like rendered graphics directly from your GPU, so like a red rectangle or something, and then make the animation on top of it once you have the speed down. Because I think if you make the animation first and you don't understand the game speed, you're gonna run into a weird scenario where like your character's movement won't match the animation it gives. Does that make sense? It's almost like you have to make the whole game first and then make the animations once that's done. But whenever I hear about like video games, I always hear like it's so like bottlenecked around the art, because you can only get so much art out of artists, right? It's like Path of Exile 2. The biggest bottleneck with PoE 2 is the art, right? They are starving for artists in New Zealand and they have a hard time hiring out of the country. And yeah, it's interesting. So you really do have to design the whole game first and then make the animation. I guess you can get away with some art, but like the animation, because if your character moves really fast and you wanted to make faster later, your animation has to like jump further in between each frame because you cap the frame rate at 60 FPS, right? Or whatever. Interesting. I never really thought about that before. Sorry, enough complaints. I shouldn't prevent someone failing. Failing is part of learning. He even tried to read my mind, predicting I was going to show him how to control frame rate, so he named it frame count to frame rate is what? Respect your future self enough to give them proper names. Watching you learn is fun as shit. Thank you, Preox. I appreciate it. Gary, what the heck are you talking about? Okay, hold on. I gotta draw this out. You guys don't even, hold on. I'm gonna flashbang you. You guys ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, flashbang. Okay, so when you design a game and you have like a guy, right? And he's holding a gun or something and he's like, grr, pew, 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 pew. Okay, when you design this game and you have a running cycle of the guy running, you know? Right? If you have a running cycle, you have to make the game first. Otherwise, the animation is gonna look wonky. So you almost wanna start with like a square and then have this square be like diagonal square. And then once you decide and once you test your game, once you know what the game speed is gonna be, and you know kind of how far this square is gonna go in between each frame, then you have animation based on that. You know, does that make sense? That's what I'm trying to describe. Otherwise, you run the risk of making the animation, because what happens if when you make this square, you actually only want them to go this much in between each frame for whatever reason. All of a sudden, having like this is gonna look janky. Now you need like a barely move kind of deal, you know? Does that make sense? Now you need him to be like effectively in this space. And if you have this frame, it's gonna look janky. So that's why I was saying you need to play test your game first and then know what the frame rate's gonna look like, right? Milton Paint. Should I click that link? I think most games actually run on a fixed speed regardless of frame rate. They do that using a delta variable that stores the time between the last frame and the current frame. Animation keyframes. No, I'm right, I think, because yeah, your frame rate is still gonna be 60. I understand that, okay? But I'm saying is that what happens if your character moves faster because the gameplay is more fun that way, but you only have animations where he's only set to move this much in the animation. You're gonna have like a huge leap of animation where he's only looking like he's going this far, you know? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I'm correct here that you do want to have the game designed first. You know exactly how far this character is going to move, and then you animate based on that. Otherwise, you're going to end up in the realm of jankiness, right? No, it doesn't make sense. No sense. Faltmore, and even you're agreeing with what's up? Oh, God. Don't put the polish on the animations until you have working gameplay. That makes sense. Okay, Preox is on my side, which is based. I think I'm correct. I think you know, like, think about it from an artist perspective, right? You tell them, I want a guy with a gun here, and then when he moves, run like a 3-frame cycle of like him moving in a direction, right? And it's like, okay, sir. And so he draws it. And then you decide, oh, actually, I need him to move way long distances, so this little 3-frame animation isn't gonna work for me. So you can't just stretch it that far, you know? Otherwise, you're gonna get like kind of shitty run animation, you know? So you should be doing like 5 frames of animation. Otherwise, you're gonna look boring or something. Does that make sense? You're saying before you have designed the game or before you programmed the game? Well, you need to program the game and then you need to play test it, and play testing changes design. Chat, I don't think there's ever been a video game in history that like, I want the thing to go this fast, and then you play test it for the first time and it's like, yeah, that feels good. It's always like, I'm gonna make him move this fast. Oh, I just added this new enemy, and you know what? We should have him move actually way faster. And then I feel like that whole time, it's the worst time to have animations. I don't know, I need to ask an artist this. Maybe I'll ask like you Ken of over PM or something, or Katybug. All my VTuber friends. Casavia. Maybe I'll just ask them and be like, which one would you prefer? Like, what you would want to know exactly how far the character moves in the context of the game, right? I feel like you're saying everything and nothing at the same time. What, like my whole stream? Everyone is going to look like they're running on one of those conveyor belts. Thank you, Tech Taxman Rex, you know what the fuck is up. Yeah, because if he looks like he's supposed to be running fast and you actually play gameplay demands, oh, it's more fun if he runs slow, it's gonna be like, but he's like barely moving in place. You guys get it? Unless you're doing like the slow down the animation strat. Yes, ask your friends who aren't developers which approach makes sense. Well, they don't have to be developers, they're artists. You never know how far they're gonna move. You know their speeds, velocity, and direction. You can calculate final position. Maybe distance wasn't the right descriptor. Maybe it's like time to get there. Because what's gonna happen is you only have so many frames you can show before he gets at the destination. But what if the artist made the animation expecting him to get there in, say, 18 frames? So he goes on a 3-frame loop or something, right? And it turns out, oh, we're redesigning the video game. Actually, he's gonna get there in like 33 frames. And oh, that's not a good example. Let's go the opposite direction. What if, fuck. Yeah, I'm correct. All right, chat, I don't need to explain it. This isn't a YouTube short, all right? I don't need no algorithm. Jesus, I'm correct, all right? We made our little dude. I'm happy, he's walking. Tomorrow, we're gonna learn about, what are we learning? We're learning about rotation and flipping. Ideally, at the same time, if it doesn't show me, I kind of want to have the texture follow the mouse, and then we'll just rotate around the object. Does that make sense? So we're gonna have like maybe some texture, like a bullet from the sprite sheet or something maybe, and then it's just gonna follow my mouse. That would be the goal tomorrow, because if I could do that, that'd be pretty based. Damn, I always come late to the party. No worries. Everybody, I think that's the stream today. I think tomorrow we're gonna have a long stream. I think I want to slam through rotation, true type fonts, key states, and sound and music tomorrow. So I'm gonna start pretty early. Usually when I start early, they're like secret streams, and then I'll link something in the Discord when it's like 4:30 and it's like time to properly start the stream. So I think that's gonna be the plan. I'm proud of where we're at today. Close out of that, close out of that, close out of that. Where's my Discord? Not my Discord, fuck, my desktop, I meant, sorry. Who followed? Doug, thank you. You came in on the raid, right? Or did you just come in later? Either way, cool. Don't save that, okay. Chat, we need a new background. I thought about getting like a Misty background. I don't know, I need new backgrounds, chat. I need new backgrounds. Okay, everyone, have a good night. Have a good evening. Come here, chat. Thank you for your patience with me today. You guys were hella patient, all right? So come here. You know what time it is, chat. Goodbye, like. See you later. See you tomorrow. I stream every single day. Come by tomorrow. Also, there's going to be an after party in Discord. I might have to bail on that pretty quick, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Okay, goodbye. Wait, who followed? Wait, I can't read that. Kermit Murado? Yo, your name reminds me of that one movie that where he's the gecko and he's like in the desert and it's like a Western. And then there's like a snake and he's like, one bullet. I can't remember what the name of that movie is. He has Johnny Depp. Either way, have a good night. Now. I can't find the exit button. Hold on. Oh, Discord is linked below the stream. Goodbye.